Hey guys, good morning. Happy Tuesday. It's Daryl here. It's 10:15 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. As you can see, it's been a tough morning. Let me just fill you guys in. I had a few situations. I talked to you guys about hurting my leg before. I think I posted a picture of it on my community page. It still hasn't healed, so I had to go see a doctor about that. I went for a bike ride this morning. I got a flat tire and I had to walk 4 miles out of the woods. 4 miles this morning. I had to walk out of the woods to get back home, and I still have to go fix the flat tire. It's still flat right now. So it's been an interesting morning, but all that aside, I really haven't had a prepared video for today, but there's a few things I'd like to talk about. John Boehner, I keep saying that. John Boehner, the former Speaker of the House. I don't know how to feel about this guy. I can't help but kind of like him. He is what we would have considered a hardcore Republican, a Reagan Republican, 10 years ago, 15 years ago. And now he's coming across, I think things have shifted. You know, we hear all this talk from the right about the radical left. You know, they're telling us the whole country, they're trying to turn the whole country radical left, socialism, the radical socialism. And that's not true at all. These people have no concept, I think, of what socialism really is. Like Bo the Fifth Column says, we have American democracy here where we are so far to the right that our Republicans almost seem like liberals. Our normal, regular Republicans like John Boehner almost seem liberal, that things have pushed so far to the right. John Boehner, in his book called, it calls Washington Crazy Town, these extremists that have taken over Washington, he talks about Ted Cruz. I might as well just jump right into this. I wanted to talk about yesterday's video. I'll talk about that at the end of this video. All right. So I've been catching excerpts, and there's a few places on YouTube where you can catch John Boehner reading from his book. And I can't help but like this guy. He talks about, he just dropped out of politics. I think it was 2011, 2012. You have to forgive me if I didn't get that right. But he just dropped out. And the beautiful thing is now this guy could say whatever he wants. He's not beholden to anybody. And he's just laying into this whole extremist crowd of Republicans, these young guys that are just like the way John Boehner puts it, these guys are just they're not in there to legislate. They are in there to raise money and feed into the media and the circus of it all. It's not even about legislation for them. He talks about Donald Trump, and he says that Trump instigated, it goes without saying, but to hear this staunch Republican just come right out and lay it out that Donald Trump instigated January 6th. And this is the beautiful part. John Boehner says that he just kept shoveling bull BS. And it was all for his own selfish reasons. I mean, Boehner just lays into Trump on this, and it's the truest stuff I've heard. Some of it's the truest stuff I heard come from that side, from the Republican side. He just lays it out, and he's exactly right. And he talks about Ted Cruz, as a guy who thinks he knows more than everybody else. And he goes on to call Cruz an a-hole, and I can't help but kind of like this guy, seriously, and it makes it obvious the fracture in the Republican Party right now. When I talked in yesterday's video about Trump dividing the party even more, instead of delivering a speech about goals to these donors that paid a lot of money last weekend to hear him talk. He just went through his grievances and talks about Mitch McConnell and a few other people, and he just tore the party apart. The party is torn apart. And Boehner, I like him. Then another quote by Boehner. He said, Ronald Reagan wouldn't even get elected now by these people, by the people that are voting in these extremist Republicans. So while they're calling, well, these very same people are labeling Joe Biden and everything as the radical socialist agenda, which isn't even close. I mean, they label AOC or our vice president radical socialist, and they aren't even close to even just a centrist socialist, or and at the same time, the right is so extreme right now. I want to talk about Tucker Carlson. He doubled down on his white replacement theory. I mean, it just gets crazier and crazier out there. His theory is that the Democrats that were bringing in third world, less than intelligent people to take over the white race. I mean, it's pure racist nonsense. And then talking about yesterday's the incident that happened. When I made the video yesterday talking about Daunte Wright, the video, the vest cam hadn't come out yet, with the police officer saying, "Oh, crap, I shot him," and it does seem like it was an accident. That doesn't make him any more alive. I mean, he's still dead. That doesn't make things all better by any means. I started thinking, I'm not going to make any jokes on this. It's not funny. But I just wanted to take a break and kind of get my bearings on everything. Some people wondered why I brought in Hartford. I talked about Hartford too, and it was a different kind of situation where people that live in the rougher parts of Hartford, a 3-year-old got shot this weekend, and a 16-year-old. Now it turns out that the shootings were related. A 3-year-old. And so yesterday morning, this stuff just all kind of short-circuited me. I saw everything that was going on with Virginia, with Officer Nazario, I think his name is, Second Lieutenant Nazario, and getting pepper sprayed. And then this kid getting pulled over for air fresheners and losing his life. And then the local news here, a 3-year-old, 3 years old. I mean, can you picture a 3-year-old? And it just blew my mind. And then a 16-year-old a mile away from that. Here, it's a rougher area of the north end of Hartford. It's on Garden Street. Garden Street is one of the most dangerous places probably in this entire state with the most shootings. And, and it just gets to a point where, you keep hearing the same rhetoric. From the Republicans, you hear this, thoughts and prayers. And then I see that you see the parents crying. You see the Reverend out there marching. We got to stop this violence. And it just goes on year after year. And it just gets overwhelming sometimes. It really does. And then, it's that the police misconduct, the police violence and everything. So there's times when I start to overload. And yesterday was kind of one of those days. So anyway, I'm sorry this wasn't a more organized video, you guys. I really wanted to talk about John Boehner a little better than this. From everything I've seen, his book's coming out today. It's called In the House, On the House. You'll have to forgive me if I didn't get that right. In the House, John Boehner, In the House or On the House. Because he was Speaker of the House. It sounds like it's going to be one heck of a book. And like I said, God help me, I'm starting to like John Boehner just a little bit. I kind of like John McCain a little bit too. There's a lot of stuff that I don't agree with, but these are men that I can respect. John Boehner, I can respect him. He's probably done some stuff that wouldn't, in his past, back when Obama was president, that would probably tick me off, but our past is our past. Another interesting thing that I'll leave you guys with this: John Boehner now is on the chair, on the board of a cannabis company. Unbelievable. I just found that out this morning. He's kind of changed his views. See, we grow, you know. So he's on the board of a cannabis producing foundation. Amazing. We do grow and we do change. I apologize about this video. You know, I'll come back tomorrow. I got so much more work to do. I got to go fix my flat tire. You guys have a great Tuesday. I'll be back with a solid video next time. Have a great Tuesday.